Hi there and welcome to Cardio Pilates. In this class we'll be using 4 different high intensity exercises, working for 45 seconds on, followed by a 15-second rest or recovery phase. Once we've done that 4, we come down to the mat for a 1-minute mat exercise. So I'm going to demonstrate the 4 high intensity exercises that we're using, as I want to offer a lower intensity option as well. So exercise number 1 is a curtsy lunge. Lower intensity, you will be stepping across, placing the ball of the foot behind you in that little curtsy position of the legs. So you want your knees turned out. If you want to increase the intensity, you start to add a reach, opposite arm to leg that is in front. And then if you want to increase the intensity further, we add a jump. Okay, so that's number 1. For our exercise number 2, we've got a wide squat with a hand weight transfer. So I'm going to stand facing front so you can see the position of my knees and feet. You want to be slightly wider than your hips. You're going to come into that squat, sending your hips back. The weight is down by your side at that point. And then you're going to press up, you swing the weight, transfer it to the other hand, come back down into that squat. So with some pace, making sure that you're keeping the spine long with that, and it's the hips that are hinging back and the knees are tracking out slightly over the toes and from the side, so you can see the weight down by my side in the squat and up when I go to transfer it, squeeze into the glutes at the top. Okay, so exercise number 2. For exercise number 3, we've got a move called a hopscotch. A higher intensity one involves the jumping. We do 2 jumps, jump, jump, and then a 180-degree turn. And again, jump, jump, 180-degree turn. Trying to remember to alternate which way you turn with the jumps. If you don't want to do the jumping, you can just come into your 2 little squat bends, like the previous exercise. And then instead of the jump and turn, a heel raise. Finding that balance, pressing yourself up. So again, bend, bend, heel raise. Okay, so that's exercise number 3. Our last one is what we call a crab walk. So if you have a TheraBand or one of these bands that go around the thighs, use that. If you don't have one, don't worry. You can still do the exercise without it. Stepping to one side of your space, you're going to send the hips back. I like to do it in prayer hands, but you might want to put the hands on the hips so you can feel that your pelvis is square. And notice I'm round about hip distance apart. You want to try and maintain that each time you step in. So out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. We're going for 4. Now lower intensity, you might just press it up, or you might come to a heel raise. Higher intensity, we're adding a jump on the end. So again, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, jump, or heel raise, or just extending the legs. The lower you can keep this, the harder you're working. So try and keep that same level throughout. So that's our 4 exercises there. We are going to make a start, stepping it side to side. Start to get the body moving. The objective is to raise the heart rate in this class. So I'm just swinging the arms around, and we're going to start making our movement a bit bigger, adding a rotation through the spine. And a little stretch out with that leg that you're rotating away from. Let your eyes travel with your sternum. You might want to add a wrap with the arms around the body. And move at a pace that feels right for you. Let's do 4 more of these. 3, 2, 1. Bring yourself back to center for a knee raise. So I'm using my arms in front, just kind of, I don't know, it helps me balance. I'm not trying to touch my knee to my arms. It just kind of gives me somewhere to aim. You want to make sure you're moving from the hip and that you're keeping your spine tall. Pull the belly in. Try and minimise any shifts with the pelvis as you transfer the weight from one leg to the other. And you don't have to bring the knee very high, especially if balance is a challenge. So for our last 30 seconds, we're going to do a light jog on the spot. Here we go. And you've probably noticed I'm wearing shoes for this class, and that's because I am doing some jumping and my ankles and feet just feel better having the shoes on. So again, that's something you've got to decide for yourself if you are doing the jumping too. Depends on your surface as well. Let's just bring those knees up for this last 10. Here we go. And last one. Okay, we're straight into it, curtsy lunge. No stopping. And I'm going to add the jump, so I'm going to do the higher intensity version. Remember, if you want to keep it lower, you're just stepping it. You might not do the reach with a hand down to the floor. Work with wherever you're at. Especially if this is new to you. Take your time with it. Pause the video when you need to have an extra break. Drink some water. Okay, a few more here. We've got 5 seconds on the clock. Keep the body moving when we've got these little rest phases, rather than just coming to a standstill. So I kind of do a little shuffle, little dance. Keep it going. All right, we've got our wide squat with our hand weight. Bring it up, pulling the belly in, hinging the hips back. Swing and swing. So the momentum of the weight, I should have said I'm using a 3 kilogram weight. I don't think I said that at the beginning. I'll write it in the notes to the class. That seems to work good for me. You want something a little bit heavier, because then it helps with the swing of the arms. 10 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Keep it going. Keep sending the hips back. Push the heels down into the floor. Strong through those legs. Last one. Pop your weight down. And again, just keep the body moving. These little rest phases, the heart rate comes down a little, but it's still elevated beyond its normal rate. Hopscotch. Okay. 2 jumps. And then a 180 turn. With your jumps, you're always trying to land softly. So you can hear me because I'm wearing shoes and I'm on a vinyl floor here. But you can see that I've got my knees bent throughout, and I'm taking the impact of the jump right up through the leg, rather than all just in the feet, where you're landing really flat on your feet. You want to kind of land ball to heel. Time for one more this way, I think. Oh, maybe another. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Quick rest and recovery. Our last HIIT exercise uses the band if you have one. And we are doing 4 steps. Here we go. Out, in, out, in. Remember, when you're stepping in, don't come too in with your feet too close together. Oh, and guess what? I forgot to add the jump on the end. Oh my gosh. Out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Jump. Maybe for the next 2 we have to add 2 jumps. Let's do it. Jump and jump. Out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. 2 jumps. 1, 2. Remember, low impact version. You're either just lengthening the legs or coming to a heel raise for that lower intensity exercise. Okay, first exercise down on the mat. If you've got a band, leave it on, because it's going to feel great for this next move. Setting up the feet parallel, we're moving into a bridge. So Just a slight tuck of the pelvis under, and we're just lifting and lowering without articulating the spine. Just more of a hinging action. Tight abdominals, knees tracking over the feet, and just slightly wider than the hips if you're pressing out into a band. You certainly don't want the knees to be splaying inwards with this exercise. Now, if you want to make it harder, you don't let the weight of your pelvis rest on the floor when you come into the down phase. For this last 20 seconds, we're going to hold it up there and pulse, 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 pulse. So just lifting a little higher, tighten the glutes. And then last 10 seconds, we're going to press out, 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 out. 2, 1. Okay, quick hug of the knees towards the chest. We've got time for that. We have 20 seconds before we come on up and set up for our next round of movement. Okay, so starting back at the beginning again, we've got our curtsy lunge. Are we ready? Step, reach. Make this as wide as you can go. I use my mat as a guide here. I'm trying to jump the length of my mat. Hard when you've only got little legs, but they're strong, so you've got to push up. Really leap to that side, push off that leg. Feel the work. Feel how you break your fall by keeping the knees soft, ball to heel as you land. Can you feel your heart rate elevated? You're getting a little bit breathless? I hope so, because I am. Certainly feeling warmer, that's for sure. Last one. Okay, keep the legs moving, have a little walk around, have a little dance. Just keep the body moving, whatever you're feeling. Next one is our wide squat. I'm going to do it this way this time. Different perspective for you. Find a breath pattern that works with this. I'll just keep breathing. Okay. Send the hips back. Keep it long and flat through the back. No arching, no rounding the shoulders forward. Even weight through the feet. Find a rhythm. It's all about momentum and the rhythm with this weight transfer. Keep it long through the arms. Swinging from the shoulder each time. 5 seconds here. Keep it going. And last one. Whew, okay. Weight goes down. Ready for hopscotch. My favourite, or maybe not. Depends how well you know me, whether you know if I'm being sarcastic or not there. Okay, 2 jumps. Here we go. 1, 2. Jump one way. 1, 2. Jump the other way. So a good way of remembering the left here, 1, 2, and then say right the other way. So left shoulder, and you're jumping over, and then right shoulder the other way. So you're alternating. If you can remember, don't worry if you can't. Just a little bit of brain Pilates there. And jump. And 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. I think we've got time for one more. Don't you just love this exercise? Whee! Oh, feeling your quads, feeling your glutes. Okay, no time for rest too much. Let's bring that band on. Set it up. Wide stance, hips back. Out and in for 4 one way. 3, 4, jump. Or lower impact, just extending the legs, maybe adding a heel raise. Work it with where you're at. And this exercise would be harder if your band is stronger, and also if you're going really low in the legs and maintaining that position. The higher up you come, the easier it gets, which is all good. If you need to make it easier, do it. 3, 4, have we got 1, One more quick one. 3, 4, jump up. Okay, the band's coming off this time, and we're coming on down to the mat for the 100. Okay, straight on into it. Once you're here, neutral pelvis, curl the head up, set the position of the body. And we don't have to count today because the timer's doing it for us. You've just got to focus on your breath, focus on maintaining that great chest lift. If you get tired or tense in the neck, you can bring the head down. Make sure you've got the leg position that suits your level, so you don't have to be out on the diagonal like me. You might have the legs more perpendicular, or you might be working in a tabletop, or if you're a beginner, keep the feet down to begin with. Just get used to having the head curled off the mat. It's hard. It's a lot of work through here. Keep that beat of the arms, moving from the top of the arms here, moving from the shoulder. We've got 5 seconds, keep it going. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest again. Have a breather, rock it side to side. Do what feels good. We've got a few seconds before we have to come back up to that standing position. Woo! Certainly making some heat, which is great because it's been very cool in Cairns recently. Okay, back to our curtsy lunge. For once, I'm recording a video without the aircon on, which is most unusual, but nice. And if you're watching this and you live somewhere down south or in the northern hemisphere, I know you'll think, what on earth is she talking about? It's certainly not cold in Cairns in comparison to where you guys live. Okay, keep this curtsy lunge going. Remember, make it explosive if you can. Really push and lift off. Push, lift off. Push, lift off. Reach with the arm. One more each way. Okay, little recovery phase. March it out. Swing the hips if you're feeling it. We've got our weight transfer again. I'm going to go sideways, just because it's a better view for me. This way I get to look at my garden, which is beautiful right now. Everything's so lush and green because we've had some rain recently and this cooler weather. Everything just looks so fresh. Woo, can you hear that I'm feeling a bit breathless? Which is great, that's the objective here, folks. No good if it looks like your instructor isn't doing the work as well, and believe me, I'm doing it. I'm right there with you. So keep going. Keep swinging, keep sending the hips back, keep that tall spine, hugging the belly button towards it. One more each way. We've got this. Okay, let's pop that weight down. Ready for the favourite. We've got our hopscotch. Let's make the most of it. High impact if you've got it. 2 jumps. Use the arms to propel you. Here we go. Jump, jump. Turn over one shoulder. Jump, jump. Here I'm turning right. Oh, this way I'm going to turn left. I've just got to tell myself that, otherwise I forget to. Jump, and turn. Jump, jump, turn. Keep it pulled in through your centre. Don't lose that form, even though you might be fatiguing now. Maybe just make a jump a little smaller. I'll go to those squat bends. And turn. Jump, jump, turn, jump. Whew. Okay, last one here in this section. Back to our crab walk. So bring your band on if you're using one. You can get creative here and tie something around the legs, but it needs to have some give in it so that you're working against that resistance that is progressive. So it changes as you push that leg out into the resistance of the band. Out and in, 2, 3, 4. Add your jump or your press up. 2, 3, 4, jump. Add it in. Keep it going. Looking good. I'm visualizing that you're looking good. Okay, last one. Okay, let's take that band off. Coming back down to the mat, laying on your tummy, we're doing some back extension. So, hands under your forehead, tuck the pelvis so the pubic bone's pressing down. Take a breath in, lifting and lowering. Use the hands just as a little bit of support for the forehead. And you want that lift to feel like it's coming from the sternum. And rather than looking for height, we're looking for length. So try to keep the pubic bone pressing down. Legs can be together or apart here. I like them apart. And slightly externally rotated. Keep it going. If you want to add a little bit extra, float the legs up and let them lower down. Up. So you're extending from the crease where the bottom meets the thigh. Lift and lower. Coming into extension, lower and upper body. Keep breathing. Keep that reach from the crown of the head. Keep the pubic bone pressing down. Belly lightly pulled away from the mat. Okay, bring it down. We've got time to just push back. Have a quick stretch. Whew, find your breath. Okay. Coming back up, we're starting with that curtsy lunge again. Feeling hot now, that's for sure. Take it across and then bring in the arm if you're doing that. Remember, you might be here and that's all good. All good. Keep it going. As long as you're moving, you are working, my friend. So keep working with me. Stay with me, this is our last set here. Make it count. Bring your intention into this. We want to work the heart and the lungs, make them stronger. Get a little rush of endorphins after we finish the class. Oh yeah. 2, 1, little walk. Shimmy it on out, snatch it on out. Walk over to your hand width. Let's pick it up. Okay, I might face you this time. Imagine that you're all doing the same, looking at me. Here we go, swing it back as you bend. Swing it up as you extend. When you're extending, think of tightening the glutes just a little. Not gripping for dear life, but just a little. Just a little mini squeeze here. Squeeze. And then change the weight. Find the rhythm. Find the momentum. Don't throw the weight through the window. Don't let it go. Keep breathing. Send the hips back, back. Pull the belly in, protect your lower back. Find the breath of this. I'm using that exhale to drive those legs back up. They're a little bit tired now. Okay, 15 seconds. Pop your weight down if you need to. Get yourself ready for our hopscotch. Last lot of jumping here. Here we go. And 2 forward. 1, 2. Turn over one shoulder. 1, 2. Turn over the other shoulder. 1, 2. Turn over one shoulder. 1, 2. Over the other. And again. 1, 2. Use the arms. Help them propel you. Slide the belly in. Like you're hugging it towards your spine. Slightly pitch forward with the chest. We can do this. We've only got 11 seconds. And turn. And jump. Jump. Turn. Last one. Make it count. Jump. Turn. Woo. Okay. Our very last hit exercise is our crab walk. So grab your band. Let's make this one our best. Hinge the hips back. Find that strong position. Out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Jump it up. Soft landing. Keep it low. Keep it low. Make those quads work. Make those glutes work. Feel the sides of the hips as you work against the resistance of the band. Enjoy it if you can. And up. Out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Press up. I feel like my face is glowing nearly as orange as the screen right now. But that's a good thing. I think it means the circulation is going. 1 more, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, quickly take off your band, come down to your mat. We're working in our front support or plank position. If this is new to you, just work on holding your plank. But if you're used to this, come with me, broaden the collarbones, broaden between the shoulder blades, walk it in for 4, run it in for 8, 7, 8. Finish off. In 2, 3, 4, 8 fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And again. In, in, in. Make sure you've got space between your fingers and that you're not locking your arms. 7, 8. Maybe I'll do 2 more then. I'm not sure. 3, 4. Run for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have we got time for 2 more? I think so. And run it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's keep running if you're up for it. We've only got 5 seconds. Keep going. And bring the knees down. Hoo-wee. Bring yourself back into rest pose or take the knees a little wider. Find your child's pose. Take a moment. Let's let the breath just slow down a little, but the heart is still pumping. We should feel it. And then we're just going to slowly roll ourselves up, taking our time here. We want to keep some gentle movement still going on with the body, just allowing the heart rate to come down gently. So let's go back to where we started. Just that lovely little side turn or rotation, but just making it less energetic now. This is how we cool down, bringing everything back to a more regular pace. 1 more each way. Then bring it centre, and then let's just lift the leg and lift. I notice I'm bringing my knee a lot lower this time now. I'm still moving from the hip or from the top of the thigh, just making that much less effort than when we were at the beginning. Keep that going. Keep breathing. Just take the time, let everything come down, and then bring the feet to that parallel position. Step, curl your heel towards your bum and heel towards your bum. Bring it in. Stretching out that quadricep. And you might like to do some extra stretches after this class. Other things that you know feel good for your body. Feel free. I'm just going to keep it really simple today, so it's a nice short sweet video. 1 more each way. And then we're going to come back to that parallel stance. Palms facing back. Let's start on your right side. You're going to take an inhale, sweep the arm up by the ear, and then start to rotate, open that arm out, follow it with your eyes. Get that beautiful circle, that stretch over the shoulder again. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, just sweep around. 1 more on this side. Inhale, reach long. Follow it around, rotate the spine. Back to centre, other side. Inhale, open across the front of that shoulder as you bring the arm behind you. And open. 1 more, breathe it in. And open. And then with both arms, palms front, collarbones wide, we're going to inhale, circle overhead. And exhale, reach around to the sides, take up some space. My knees are soft here, I've not long my back. Inhale. and exhale. On this next one, we're going to leave the arms overhead. Inhale. Let the gaze come up a little. Think of lifting your rib cage away from your pelvis. Maybe the shoulders hike up towards the ears. We're going to lift, 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 get longer, 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 like you're trying to float off the floor here. You could even add a heel raise. Can you find your balance with that? That's optional. I just decided to put that in there because it feels good to do. Finding the balance is always a good thing. Roll it down, take another full breath in. On your exhale, you're going to let the shoulders soften, dropping down from the ears. The arms reach around to the sides, light as air through your fingertips, all the way to finish. And thank you very much for joining me. Well done on completing the class, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.